Joining us now, a name you know, the former chair of the state Republican Party, former Senate Republican leader, longtime Senator David Hann. Welcome back to Hot Talk with the Ox, sir.
Well, thanks for having time to take me as a call-in, and I wanted to just wish you a Merry Christmas to you and your listeners.
Well, yeah, back at you, sir. I appreciate that, and I know you're listening to Speaker Dameth. This thing's hitting the fan. My goodness, if you were still in the Senate, I mean, have at it.
Well, the magnitude of the fraud and the revelations that came out yesterday is really stunning. And frankly, I think people need to think of, there's two things. Yes, the criminals have been doing bad things and they're being pursued and prosecuted, and that's great. But the biggest problem, the biggest bad actors in this whole thing are the governor and his administration. They had a duty. When you're chief executive of the state, what is your duty? Your duty is to make sure the laws get faithfully executed. And he completely failed in that. That's why they need to be thrown out. And there's a federal component of this as well. That money that got stolen, the vast majority of it came from the federal government. And who's been watching the money being distributed to the states and making sure that it is actually doing what people expect it to do? This whole thing is a huge problem, and it needs to be fixed. And there's a role, I think, at the federal level to make sure that the welfare programs that are in place are actually doing some good and not just being taken advantage of by criminals.
Well, there is definitely a role for the federal government, as Speaker Dameth said, right? Well, they're not doing it on the state level, so we got to appeal to the federal government. You were on Hot Talk with the Ox a couple of weeks ago talking about a potential run for office. I'm hearing that maybe you've made a decision.
Well, yes, we did. We formally announced yesterday, actually, with our campaign. We've been working at the decision for a few weeks, and so we're off and running and looking forward to representing the people of Minnesota in Washington. I think it's pretty clear that Democrat politicians just cannot be trusted to represent Minnesota. They are so captured by an ideology, this far-left socialist ideology, and they are just consumed by this hatred for Trump and his administration that their reaction to anything is no. Whatever the administration wants to do, they just want to oppose it. And a great example is this whole immigration issue that we see. President Trump has got a duty to make sure the laws get executed. We have laws on immigration. He's enforcing those laws, as he should. And the Democrats don't like that. Now, they're not proposing any potential improvements to the law or solutions or changes. They're just saying, don't enforce the law. We can't have that. People of Minnesota deserve to be represented. They need somebody in Washington who will work with the administration to try to find ways to improve our economy and make sure our borders are secure. And instead of some Democrat politician that just wants to obstruct.
Amen to that. And boy, what we're seeing in Minnesota is probably never been a better time to run for a statewide office as a Republican, sir. And so congratulations on making it official. Could be former Senator David Hann, could be Senator David Hann on the federal level if all things go your way in November.
Well, we're going to work very hard at making that come true. As I said, people of Minnesota deserve better representation than what the Democrat ideologues have been giving us the last few years. And you're right. Here in Minnesota, Walt Flanagan administration has just proven how bad this is and how much we need change. So I'm going to be out there with the other candidates running for office across the state in the next several months, and we're going to be making the case, and I believe we'll be successful in the end.
Thoughts on the convention, the official Republican endorsement?
Well, we're going to pursue that, of course, and would love to be the endorsed candidate. It sounds like both on the governor's side and the Senate side that people are committed to going to a primary in any case, so we're going to be prepared for that as well.
Strategy to win, sir?
We have to talk to more voters in the metro area, frankly, and persuade them to look at what we're doing as Republicans, what we're proposing, and get them to join us. And I think that it's possible to do that. We have to focus on these fundamental things. People want good government. They want a good education system. They want safe streets. They want secure borders. They want a growing economy. These are things, regardless of party affiliation or none at all. Everybody wants these things. So we are going to have a campaign to talk to people about those things and point out how clear it is that Democrats in the state have failed to focus on those fundamental things. So we think we can bring together a broader coalition of voters across the state, greater Minnesota, in the metro area suburbs, and we think that is the way to win.
Well, we certainly need that. And again, it's a popular vote, right? So you don't have to win the majority of the Twin Cities. You just have to get more of them to vote the Republican way.
Correct. Yes, we know that the demographics are what they are. It's probably not even at this point realistic to think that we're going to win a majority of votes in Hennepin and Ramsey County, but we can win more than what we've seen in the past number of elections, that we can do better, and that is the goal. And I think that means that you have to be willing to go into those areas and meet with people. And it's tough. We don't have state representatives, state senators, local officials who are Republican in any of these areas. And so people are not used to hearing from Republicans. So we have to go there and put together events or opportunities to meet people, talk to people, and make our case. And we're committed to doing that.
Do you have a website, sir? How can folks follow you, donate to you, otherwise be in touch with you?
Yes, we do. It's Hann for Senate, all one word, HannForSenate.com.
Hann, right? Hann for Senate?
Yep, FOR, not the number. HannForSenate.com. That's our website. And invite you to take a look. Yes, appreciate your mentioning it, but they do have an opportunity to donate on their website as well.
Of course. Takes a lot of money for this. You're going to have a lot of windshield time too, sir, but God bless you for throwing your hat in the ring.
Well, we are doing it because it's time. It's time for Minnesota to make a change, and we're going to bring that about.
Well, we'll talk again on the campaign trail. Thanks for launching it with us, and a Merry Christmas back at you, sir.
All right. Well, good to talk with you. Merry Christmas, and I'm sure we'll talk again.